Good morning, you wonderful people. Welcome to Sunday. What a Sunday it is. It's a bit wet outside here, but you will see that in a minute. And we're up, we're at them. Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you're super duper well. But I suppose we could stop rambling and just get into this.
Good morning. Are you ready to get energized? That's good, because it's time to get up.
Every time I hear that intro music, I feel kind of jazzed up, man. I love it. It's great for first thing in the morning. It's good. And that wee haiku, I actually mean that right from my heart. It's totally true. I appreciate everybody that comes on to this show to watch, give up their time just to spend an hour with me in the morning. It means a lot to me. Red Morning, it's my cozy one. Actually, this is my jammies that I'm streaming in this morning, my Jim Jam Jeroos, that I'm talking to you as I'm wearing it. And as the days get further and further away from the last time I visited a barber, the more my hat becomes an essential item, an essential garment to wear. What can I say? It's important to me because my hair's such a mess. My wife likes it. My wife likes it a lot. It's all fuzzy and like a mop. A mop. But no. I don't like it. At all. Oh. So what is happening in the grand world of Radio Apocalypse? Well, hold on a wee second. I can control things through my iPhone now. We have a show tonight called Positive Paradigm, and we're looking forward to that. I think that I don't know whether do you know what? I've overstepped the mark for the amount of information I can put into this pre-made text for setting reminders and things, so I can fix that. That's dead easy. But if you go to the YouTube page or you go to our Discord in the latest YouTube part, you'll be able to see that it's working. We have it all working. This was the event that I made the reminder for. That is in YouTube and also, in Discord, which is great. I've got it working. I'm so proud of myself. Totally proud of myself. Hold on, there we go. Right, but what we will do as well just now, hold on a second. We do need to do a transition across to this camera right here. Good morning from camera 2. And that is so we can go that way and make some hot chocolate, because I don't have any coffee left in the house and I don't want to set the percolator up. I just need to close the door so I don't wake up my lady wife. I did make a bit of a hot chocolate earlier on, so I don't know how Ramble makes his hot chocolate. Maybe we'll get him on the show to have a wee making hot chocolate the Ramble way. He's bound to make it differently from the rest of us. Yes. even the second. Right. Still not found a special tripod. Even the second little mouthful of something wet in the morning is amazing. Is amazing. Right. I'm going to prepare some porridge as well. I don't need to make a massive bowl of it or wait another 20 minutes after the stream finishes to make breakfast. Because the kids are here. But they are back tomorrow. I'm going to be greedy today. I'm having 1.5 spoonfuls. And I like mine a little bit plain, so I add a little bit of water. This milk. The milk is over here. My nose is running this morning. Do not know why. Right. Porridge on a very low heat. Let us head out the computer. Okay. Weather window. We need to look at the weather because, whoops, I keep doing that. It's this one we want. Camera. And then we need to go to back camera. So we can go up to the weather window. I think it's still raining. Oh no, it's not. But it has been. Oh. It's supposed to be beautiful today. It is supposed to be beautiful, but it doesn't look beautiful, does it? Let's look over to the west. Oh, look, dirty, big, great, black, horrible, minging, yucky clouds up there. Oh my god, it's not even better over that way. But the birds are singing, as long as they're happy, that's okay. The ground is sodden. I cut the grass yesterday. Not my neighbour's grass, I was going to do that today. But I'm glad that I cut my grass yesterday. It's in preparation for Wednesday. We're having a big barbecue on Wednesday. It's supposed to be ridiculously hot. And it's my birthday. Yes, it is my birthday on Wednesday. I will become... Oh, that sound of the wind. Sound of the wind in the trees there is amazing. Amazing. And the air's good today as well. The air is good. It's good, it's good, it's good. Right, we need to go back and stir the porridge. The porridge needs to be sturdy old. Okay. It's coming along. It is coming along. Let's turn the heat up a bit. I want that to be red. In fact, you know what? We'll just keep it on the lowest ebb. I will pull it right off just now because I'm not going to eat it right now anyway. I'm going to eat it after the stream. I think it's rude to eat while I'm streaming. You know, snacking, stuff like that. All the rest of it. What can I say? Right. Okay. Let us go back to this guy. And we have got rid of that one, which is perfection. Which means the rest of the show can be controlled by my iPhone, which is astounding. Yes, indeed. I'm tired. Why am I tired this morning? What are we doing now? Papers, yeah, that's what we need to do. I'm away with the fairies this morning. Right, papers. Here we go. Right, I've not looked at the papers this morning, so it's going to be a proper, serious, hardcore triggering at them if they are ridiculous, which I hope that they're not, because it's Sunday and I really can't be bothered with the triggering. Right, Sunday Express. Okay, Wills gets in sewing on oh my god, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day. Where are my kids? They're at their mum's. Apart from the baby. The baby's through there. But happy Father's Day. I hope all the daddies out there are getting brought breakfast in bed and cups of coffee, and they're getting pairs of socks to satisfy their needs of gifting. Socks are the best thing on Father's Day. Best thing ever. Okay, let's have a wheelky-loo. Knife Man rampage what? What? A stabbing in Reading Town Centre on Saturday revealed that... a stabbing in Reading Town Centre on Saturday evening leads the Sunday Express, along with many other front pages, with the paper featuring a picture of an air ambulance attending the scene at Fortbury Gardens. What is that all about? What a crazy man. Oh, here, look at this. Exclusive extracts from Boris Johnson's explosive book, What Happened When Trump Came to Britain. Oh, John Bolton, not Boris Johnson. Well, I can't even read this morning. Hold on. Oh, my glasses have broken, but we have them with some tape on them. But let's just look. Yeah, they're a bit dirty. I can't read anything, and my eyes haven't woken up. What does that say? John Bolton. Yes, I'd like to read that. What happened when Trump came to America? That might be an interesting read, to say the least. Without a doubt, that might be a good one. And then Terror at the Park as a Knife Man's rampage. And why do people do that? Why do we have psychopaths that do such things as that? I mean, we don't just have psychopaths that what's the word I'm looking for, go on a rampage with a knife. I mean, we would all stand up for our kids if that happened in the world, you know. It's just awful. It really is. That's a great picture of Baldy Prince, you know. I think that he's in pain there. It looks more of a grimace than a smile, but it's a great picture of him on Father's Day. But I'm not meaning he's a psychopath, without a doubt, but why do people... Terror... What, let's see what it says. Continuing the coverage of events in Reading, the Sunday Telegraph's headline, Terror in the Park as Knife Man goes on rampage. The paper says, sources says the man arrested is understood to be Libyan. Meanwhile, the paper also says the PM will announce on Tuesday a 1 metre plus rule for all venues. The plan to take effect from July the 4th. Independence Day will help shops, schools, factories and offices reopen. The paper says people will be allowed to remain a metre apart if they take extra protective measures, such as wearing a face mask, according to the report. Very good. That's nice of them. Let's go back to the psychopath. I don't get it. I just don't get psychopaths at all. But we're not talking just about people that, you know, go on a rampage with a knife. Then, you know, that's where the punishment should fit the crime. If you've murdered somebody, I'm not for the death penalty, but I'm not against the death penalty. It's kind of like punishment should fit the crime. If it is without a doubt, 100%, you are a person that will show zero remorse and have taken another life, and that's it. Perhaps maybe you should have your life taken. I don't know. However, there has to be mitigating circumstances there. If it's a crime of passion, like you come home, you find your husband or your wife in bed with another man or a woman, and you kill them both, and it's like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Crime of passion, that temporary insanity thing going on. We need to have people that are experts that can differentiate between premeditated murder, crime of passion, and if you're schizophrenic and have no control over yourself, that sort of thing, that mental. Psychopaths, on the other hand, no. But then there's other psychopaths as well that don't kill people that that are just there to make people's lives miserable. To turn round and they're narcissistic sort of psychopaths that have a controlling effect over people, and it's going back to the toxic sort of behaviours that we've talked about on a Wednesday. This all goes hand in hand. It's like overlapping circles with the knife man in the park. He might not have anything similar in a personality to somebody that's a control freak that controls their family in a terrible way because they're toxic, and that toxic person may never stab anybody or kill their family or anything like that. But I bet there's an overlapping circle, even just fringely touching, that would have a similar trait in them or something. Good morning, Mac. Sorry, I just noticed that you have said good morning and happy Father's Day. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate that. That's very, very nice of you. And just to let you know, I listened to Jelly Roll's song. It's quite a tough song, isn't it? It really carries a heavy weight around its neck, talking about the terrible things that the sort of, how can I say, the realization that they've done wrong in that song, is quite heavy. It's quite incredible, to be perfectly honest. It's a very nice song. I'm glad you pointed it my way. It was good of you. It's poetry. It's poetry with music behind it. It's amazing. Let us move on. Sunday Times: 3 stabbed to death in terror attack. God almighty, 3 dead. Planning Minister saw promo video on tycoon's phone. What is that? Porky Brits now fatter than pigs. That's so funny. Spain opens doors to British tourists. The Sunday Times front page is also dominated by the attack in Reading. Meanwhile, the leading image of Lewis Hamilton, who says he's been a victim of racial prejudice after being told he's not British enough. Wow. Why is there such a thing as racism anyway? I don't get that. I just don't understand it. Why do people act that way? What are they afraid? When you are born into this world, you are not born racist. You're not born a bigot. You're not even born to be a particular religion. You are born in what we call original sin. And we are conditioned and socialized to act in a particular way. So, a white person, a white man, a white woman, white child is born into the world, and they don't know what right from wrong. That's the original sin. They have no concept of what's good and what's bad. So they test boundaries. The children test boundaries, and the parents teach them what's right or wrong. Like, no, don't touch a knife. No, don't put your dirty hands all over the television. or your sticky hands on the television. No, no, no. Do this, do that, do the other. And they learn from that. So the only way people can become racist or a bigot is if they're conditioned or socialized into that particular way. And if you've done that to a child, that's child abuse. I'm sorry. You can have it. Like my wife asked me last night, why do people not like African Americans? I says, it's not about not liking African Americans. She goes, but why is there so much like racism towards it? So I explained that it's not everybody believes that. The majority don't are not racist in America. But it's a throwback to the cultural history of slavery, then after slavery, and then segregation, and then fighting for civil rights and getting civil rights, but still people not caring. Do you know what I mean? So there was a great video, the History of America. It's a silly one. I'm sure it was in a movie as well. And it talks about the Pilgrims going across and then killing the Indians and eventually, arming themselves and the black people not being allowed guns and things. I will find that and I will stick it in Discord. I think I already have actually, and I'll stick it on the description of this video. But I don't get it. I truly don't understand racism or institutional racism. It's something, it drives me bananas. The Sunday Mirror also leads with horror in the park. Lone knifeman rampage in broad daylight. What do you do if you see that happening? Sorry, I just dwelled on that thought for a second or two. What do you actually do? That's kind of scary. The Sunday Mirror also leads on the stabbing, describing the incident as horror in the park. Police have arrested a man. The paper quotes a witness who says they thought the man was playing duck, duck, goose. Wow. When they saw him moving between people before the witness realised there was blood. That is horrific. Absolutely horrific. Wow. I've trained my kids in such a way that if anything like that happened, that if they're with me, we get out of Dodge, but I would protect them and they would have to continue getting out of Dodge and find somebody in authority, somebody in a uniform, or basically try not to go into a shop because then they're cornered, and just keep running until they find somebody, but stick together, look after each other just in case that I had to defend them and something happened to me, heaven forbid. But that's the way that it goes. Anyway, let's move on, because it's kind of harrowing. Stabbing, horror in the park. Wow, what a horrible way to spend a Sunday morning. School closures will trigger UK child mental health crisis. Of course it will, but only if the parents allow that to happen. In separate news, The Observer leads with the report that school closures will trigger a mental health crisis for children in the UK. UK government advisors have said ministers will have to foot a huge bill to provide psychological health to children, many of whom will need urgent support when lockdown eases. The paper says most children are not due to return to the classroom full-time until September, and British director Steve McQueen is the lead image on the paper's front page as he accuses film and television makers of a shameful failure to employ a diverse workforce. Racism and knife attacks, racism and knife attacks. Sunday fail. At least we have a bit of a picture of grimacing Baldy Prince again. That's better than most things just now. UK holidays from 4th of July. Klopp boots Boris. Klopp boots Boris is the lead story on the front of the Daily Star on the Sunday, right? As the paper reports that the criticism from the Liverpool football boss over the PM's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, Jurgen Klopp said that if aliens compared the UK's handling of the crisis to Germany's, they would think that we came from different planets. That's brilliant. And let's look at that. Let me just bring up this picture a bit closer for you to be able to see. There is Boris being a football with Klopp kicking him. That's brilliant. I like that very, very much. Very much. I think that's us done with the papers, would you believe? I can't believe that. There doesn't seem to be many Sunday papers there at all. And my God, we've only been on for half an hour and we've finished the papers already. So I'm going to have to just talk about stuff for 5 minutes and then call it a morning, I guess. But yeah, if you're still on, that Jelly Roll song was really good. I enjoyed listening to it. I think it will touch many, many people that feel guilty about things or have troubles about stuff, and will strike home. People maybe with addictions or previous addictions that have done that suffer with their addictions or no longer have addictions, but it's a reminder for it. It's a good song. It's a very good song. I think that a lot of people will see the allegory behind it all. It's a good one. It's a good one. Hold on, let's turn the camera around so I'm in the middle of the screen. There we go. Okay, so while we are speaking here just now, what I'm going to do is be a clever boy and go back to YouTube and grab the links so I can actually do the things that I want to do with my automatic way of dealing with what's it called? Chat items. It'll just take a second. I mean, I've also got little things saying this as well, which is amazing. Good morning, sunshine, to you too. It's good to have you here. It's an amazing. It's the morning show is a thing. I mean, it really is a thing. I know you have a thing because it's hashtag is a thing. The it's a thing or it's a thing is my special hashtag that I like to use. Right, where are we? We need to go to the YouTube studio. It'll only take a minute to do this. I just need to fix those things. Hang on. And then we can do it properly. Aye. So what are all the daddies doing today for Daddy's Day? If you watch this back later, drop a wee comment in here. Tell me what your plans for Father's Day actually is, because that would be interesting. I always like to know what people are doing. The kids usually make me a cooked breakfast, bring me bacon rolls, and one year they brought me coffee, and the coffee was something else. It was real coffee, proper coffee grinds, and they forgot to take the grinds out, and it was just a mug that was beautifully black coffee, and it looked like black coffee on top, but when I took a mouthful of it, there was coffee grinds all over my lips, and I was like, this is a bit chewy, what have you done to it? And they were like, oh no, have we made it wrong? I went, I think so, I think you have. We shame, but they did really well to even think about that. But I said to them, it's something that they will always what's it called? They'll never forget, because I won't let them forget it. To be perfectly honest, it's when kids do that, it's the thought that counts. Share your most incredible moment with excuse me, with regards to kids doing fun things on Father's Day. Right, we should be good to go now. Let's have a quick scouty round, eh? We can bring you up and make you a proper half screen now, which is good. And you can be like that. Right, okay, here's the test for it all. So, we will try and do our socials first of all. I've not amended that one. Yeah, there we go. So you can find all our socials here at radioapocalypse.live. So I can do that, and then we have a show that's on tonight called The Positive Paradigm. Here is the link coming for that just now as well. That should come up in just a second. Yep, there we go. That link there will take you to the Positive Paradigm for tonight. That is the home of ripples, where we do an extended rippling effect out into the world. I'm going to, actually tonight, I'm going to tell people that they are on my live stream tonight. Then tomorrow night we have Flash Gordenio. I'm sure, hold on a wee second, I could do this as well. If I take us out of studio mode on that software there, I can just go like this and say we have got Flash Gordon tomorrow night, and that's on the round table. We have been watching it over as part of Watch Party Weekend, and we will be talking about it. Yeah, I'm quite excited about that. And then on Friday night's going to be a special night. I am quite excited about Friday night. We've got our open mic night, and we have our second entertainer coming on for open mic night, and that is going to be Gina, and she's going to be doing tarot reading. I've put in a link up there as well. That'll come up in the what's it called, the chat there as well in just a second. But yeah, all that was controlled by this. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, use the links. The first link is for tonight's show, the second link is for tomorrow night's show, and the third link is for Friday night's show. And I hope that you can join us for them all. They're also available on our Discord as well, and if you go into YouTube, which is radioapocalypse.live/YouTube. I don't have that set up because I like to keep those wee ads on the go for it all. But yeah, join us tonight. I'm looking forward to doing a bit of the ironic news and some positive news items, and then we'll move forward into ripples and stuff. Okay, you guys have an amazing day. Take care and be totally safe.
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.